Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. This is not financial advice. I just tell you about your oven, Miss Baby, because it's about to get hot in the kitchen. I want to say shout out to the Stock Squad. Shout out to Stocks Up with Larry Jones, Stocks with Josh, and Stock Mo, my guys who are in the building. Let me make sure I'm muted in the back. I'm hearing like a feedback. Hold up. Boom. All right. So I'm all set. Family, show us some love. Hit that like button. Put a heart in the chat for the whole family. And I wanted to say, we heard some news. It's a little political, but at the end of the day, we are all humans. We are all people. And I wanted to just speak on it since I see that it's being spoken on all across the entire world. And this person here who, no disrespect to him or his family, I didn't know who he was before hearing about him passing. And I often find it very sad to hear about somebody after they pass. And this happens to us all of the time, whether it be a celebrity, whether it be a political figure, whether it be somebody in the mainstream pop culture, and we hear about them after they leave us. So this is a person who I was introduced to him literally on his death day. And now I'm seeing pictures going around of his family. And I'm just thinking like, man, whatever your job is, whatever you've done, it could all come crashing to an end. And I want to just say, please make sure that you do something for yourself today, something positive for yourself, whether it be you literally sit down and take a bubble bath, family. Just do something. Maybe you go for a walk. Maybe you sit out in your backyard and you had a pack of cigars you've been meaning to crack one. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. I don't know what you do for fun or what you do, but I want you to just pour into yourself, even if it's a little bit. So I say all of that to say, man, it's just sad to see it. It's sad to see it because I'm sure he had plans for tomorrow. I'm sure he had plans for retirement. I'm sure he had plans on seeing his kids get married and grow up and have kids themselves. And then all of this stuff just could just end. So I want to just let you know that make sure that you live every day, not like it's your last, but as if you are pouring into a positivity cup where you're trying to get it as full as possible until your time ultimately comes. And I pray that you got at least 100 more years on this earth, family. I was talking to somebody who was 72, and they were telling me, oh, man, Keenan, you think it's too late for me? And I said, to be honest with you, no, I don't. I want you to always bet on yourself. I want you to always believe in yourself. If you are 72 right now, we've seen people become 110. Why not you? Why can't you live for another 40 years? Why not? We see it all the time. It's not common, but what do people do? Maybe they eat organic food. Maybe they garden. Maybe they go for walks. Whatever they do. But I say that to say, count on yourself, bet on yourself, and be kind to yourself, family, because you don't know what is around the corner. You really don't know. And then, you know, I got to just keep it so real with y'all. A wise man once said to me, you could disagree with it if you want, but that's on you. A wise man once said to me, y'all remember back in the day where they were saying, they had you thinking that, you know, the cops is just killing everybody, man. It don't matter if you're black or white, whatever. It's like 2015 around there. And they were saying the cops is killing everybody, which I don't believe, right? I believe that things happen, but we ain't gonna get into none of the politics. There are good cops, there are bad cops, there are good people, bad people. We ain't gonna get into cops are bad. We ain't gonna think that. I want you to understand that. That's what I'm saying. But this is the narrative that they was pushing, and they was talking about defund the police or however you feel about that. But then somebody had said, you know what? And they were talking to me, and they see me, and they say, yo, Keenan, you a black man, you know? And they said, I dare you to die old, black man. And then I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking like, whoa. And I'm like, you know, what do you mean by that? He's like, I dare you to die old, black man. Because we were seeing a lot of people dying young, whether they were white or black or Hispanic or whatever. I was taking in the message. I wasn't getting offended by the way he was delivering it to me because I seen that this person was trying in their own way to pour into me. So then I said, what do you mean by that? And he said, live like you want to run and stay dangerous. And I'm thinking, what do you mean by that? And he was saying, whenever you go somewhere and people know where you're going to be, have your head on a swivel. If you ever go somewhere and people know you're going to be there, have your head on a swivel as if you living on a run and the cops is looking for you. And I'm like, okay, I could absorb that message. I can see what you're trying to say. And then he says, stay dangerous, meaning Whether you packing what you got to pack or whatever, whether even if you're a woman or whatever, and you got to have pepper spray or whatever, don't be a sitting duck. Don't be a sitting duck. And this has nothing to do with this man here. This is something that I wanted to pour into you that somebody had poured into me. And I said, okay, live life like you want to run and stay dangerous. Don't let people know where you're going to be before you're going to be there. Not too much in advance, because it could get messy. And then, if they do find you ever, make sure that you're not a sitting duck. And I wanted to just say that to everybody, and anything could happen. We've seen this man, he had no hope. If you ever seen the video, and there was a woman who got killed on the train, she had no hope. There was nothing you could do sometimes. That's why you got to enjoy your life. That's why you got to do things that pour into yourself. So I say that to say, family, I just wanted to let y'all know that somebody loves you, and I'm one of them people that love you, and I appreciate you. And I know you might be thinking, Keenan, you don't know me. There's a song, and I can't think of the name, but if y'all think of the name, tell me what it is. And it's about how we are all a part of God's body, all of us. We are all one in that way. And I love you as I love me. So I wanted to tell you that I dare you to die old. I dare you. I dare you. I implore you to die old. How are you going to do that? You're going to watch out for yourself. You're not going to put yourself in compromising situations. You're going to do what's best for yourself. Sometimes that's going to be eating better. Sometimes when you notice a place is active, you don't go there. Protect yourself the same way that you might protect your wealth, but even deeper. Family, I love y'all, and I wanted to just pour that into y'all, family. I'm going to bring the stock squad up, and I just wanted to say, man, today is just one of them days. Today is just one of them days, family. And we really got to make sure we stay blessed and love each other. Josh, I just seen you send the super chat. I thank you for that. I thank you. Thank you for the inspiration. Thank you very much and Jumpman, my guy too. Thank you. Thank you. I'm telling y'all, I love all y'all, everybody. Mo, if nobody told you from YouTube today, I love you, man. Josh, nobody told you, I love you, man. I really do. And everybody in the audience, I want y'all to know that I really love y'all. And that's why we get on here. Obviously, we get on here. We want to educate you. Obviously, we want to look for the best plays and make money too. But we are all people. We are all people. And we are all a community. If you ever seen those movies with zombie apocalypse and the whole world there's a wasteland. If you had $100 billion and that was the world, it wouldn't matter. So what does it say? That money only matters when there are people to enjoy it with. So with that being said, people are the most important, and always keep that one front and center. Now, Mo, let us know what's on your mind. It could be stocks, it could be crypto, it could be your feelings on what's going on in the world right now. We want to hear from you.
Oh man, just a wild day. Yeah, as creators, as people who talk to people around the world, around the country, people we don't know, we strive to bring financial education. My main goal on my channel as a teacher has always been to teach. Now, in teaching, of course, you on YouTube have a chance to talk to hundreds of thousands, millions of people. And it's sad to come to a day when you have to worry about stuff like that. Like, is there someone out there who doesn't like what you're saying? And they don't like teachers. They just don't like teachers for whatever reason. And it's a terrible thought to have. My thoughts and prayers are absolutely with the families and everybody who is feeling, because I can tell you, it struck a nerve with me. Just seeing something like that, and unfortunately, I did see it. Somebody sent me something, and without warning. So, yeah, it strikes a nerve. It strikes a nerve to the country. It strikes the nerve to everyone, left, right, doesn't center, does not matter when you have something like that. So yeah, I'm a bit emotional tonight, Keenan, to be honest, and I appreciate the love you sent. The love is going right back to you and Josh. You guys are my good friends. Larry, I know you're not watching yet, but you'll be on. The love is there as well. We have a tight friendship, And that friendship, obviously, we don't always agree with each other, and when we don't, we become even better friends because we try to understand each other and work through that. And that's a powerful thing to do, is to listen, even if you disagree, and try to understand. It doesn't mean you have to, oh, I agree, I agree. You don't have to. But at the end of the day, let's work together to try to, both of us, all of us, to leave this world a better place. And I think if everybody has that ideal that we're all here, let's have the goal of leaving it a better place. We can, and we'll see where it goes. So I got a lot of things, obviously, when it comes to what we do here in terms of trying to help out the family. I got things I've been watching that I can't wait to talk about. But to address what's going on in the world a little bit, my heart's broke, to be blunt. It really, I see it every day. And it's not just today, it's every day. There's another killing, there's another shooting, there's another stabbing, there's another, over in other countries, in the US, down the street from where I live, out in front of my house, in my alley, behind my house, kids were killed. And I tire of it, Keenan. We've talked about it. Just seeing people kill each other, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. So I'm going to continue to be positive, as I always have been. Continue to bring the love to the family, the communities. At the end of the day, like me or hate me, I'm going to be there for you either way. And that means I'm going to try to bring financial awareness, education, and just try to leave this world a better place.
Thank you. Josh, you can jump in.
Well, my thoughts. I remember in 2020, January, I believe it was, Kobe passed away, and it was such a sudden event. And he was at what I considered a prime of his life. Everything seemed to be going well. Money was, he was rolling, making deep investments, and jet setting in his personal helicopter from one place to the other. And all of a sudden, gone. Everything gone. And I think that I remember that I took some time. You couldn't but process it for yourself. It's like it made everybody stop and think, what would happen if today was my last day? And today, that's kind of how this situation struck me. I also added this thought to it. He did a lot of things, and all of a sudden he was gone, right? And I wondered if he thought, did I do everything I wanted to? Did I spend as much time with my family, my wife, my children that I wanted to? And so again, I just felt today is a day to take inventory. We're taking this tragedy. I felt very, very sad for him and his family and everybody that loves him. And I asked myself, okay, if today were my last day, what would I want to have in order? Obviously, you wouldn't want to leave your family unprotected and leave them unsecure. I mean, I know men and women feel the same. I personally, I know me and Larry Jones have been friends for a long time, many years, and I would say that we're both patriarchs in our family, which means that people look to us. And, I would feel heartbroken to not be there for them and to leave preparations for everybody. And we prepare, but you never know the day and the hour. I don't really have much more to share about that, but I can tell you that CPI, tomorrow, I thought this week could be like a 1-2 punch with the PPI and the CPI. The PPI came in sticky. The market took it in strides, popped a little bit, then faded. I think that they're going to wait for the CPI. Some analysts said that with the PPI being what it was today, that there was no way that the Fed wouldn't give a cut. I'm waiting on the questions that you have for me today, but one of the thoughts that I have, and Larry and I lived through this back in 2008, 2009. And one of the questions is, if he comes out and throws a 50 basis point cut on the table, it would freak everybody out because they wouldn't have seen it coming. And everybody would immediately believe that he sees data that we don't, and it's worse than any of us know. And these job numbers that keep getting revised down, we lost another million jobs. It just means that this entire time that they've been telling us that, the labor market's been holding up, really? As that comedian says, really? 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 I don't think it's holding up. And so some people believe that we're in a recession right now, stocks at an all-time high. Something's going to come to a head. Oracle, was a complete rocket ship today. I mean, you have a large cap company gaining over 53% from yesterday's low till today on products that are going to be data centers that they haven't even built yet, with power that's not been supplied. But the AI story is so hot, people are afraid of missing out on data centers that haven't even been built, filled with GPUs which have never been created. I can't wait to get your guys' reaction to the day. It was, kind of burdened down by the sadness of Charlie Kirk's passing. I heard he got shot. I thought, okay, later on today, this evening, I'll check the video. And then I heard that he died. And so, yeah, it's a somber day. And I know at some point, Keenan, I want to go over the open chart. Open's ripping. And that's also a sign of a market that is feeling animal spirits, when companies that have been heavily shorted are just ripping because there's money that people want to put to work. They're putting it into open right now. It's right up at $80 here. This thing has gone up 300% in the last 45 days. So a lot going on, guys.
Oh yeah, we've been cooking with open. I've been keeping the family up on open, and a lot of people are telling me that they in on that rocket. So I love to see it. I love to see it. And I'll say this, I want to put everybody up on a website that you might not be up on. If you are, you are. But if you're not, then you're going to be up on it today. And this is going to help you to really keep track of pretty much anything in the economy, and it's free. And I'll show you right here. So everybody get your notepad out for this one. And this is called, and I know you might be scared of the word, but this is called the Forex Factory. So if you go to the Forex Factory calendar, it has a nice, neat just section of folders where they keep you up to date on everything going on in the economy. So over here, all the way, and when you go over there, you'll see it better yourself. But this is a gift from me to you that's free that you can use as a resource. We know CPI is coming out tomorrow and everything that's coming out tomorrow as well. Thursday, September 11th, there's going to be the refinancing rate. There's going to be monetary policy statement that's going to happen for Europe. The United States, they're going to give us the core CPI month over month. They're going to give us the CPI month over month as just the regular one. They're going to give us the year over year. We're going to get unemployment claims, and those are the main things that are going to happen tomorrow at 8:30. But then 8:45, more. Natural gas storage, all of it just in this one spot, nice and neat. So this is from me to you, so you can have a resource. So whenever you're wondering, is there anything going on that could impact my trades today? Forex Factory calendar, and then you'll just go to the date and then just scroll down and see if you see anything. And then here's something on how to read it as well. Take a look at this. The year over year numbers, the expectations in the forecast and the previous are all over there. So the previous is 2.2% or 2.7, I'm sorry. And then we got 2.9 is the forecast. So now this is the important number. If we come in lower than this, then the market should pretty much be going up. But if we come in hotter, like 3.2 or something like that, then you can imagine the market would react to that negatively. So now you got an idea as to what we're looking for. So what is this? Forex Factory calendar, right? So I'm gonna leave that one there, and I want to welcome Larry Jones to the building. Larry Jones, let me throw you on up right here so you can talk, but I'm gonna make it so people can see you here too. I think I had to change this one day. I think I might have had trading with Ashley on, and then it might have. Here we go. Boom. Larry, how are you?
Okay, I'm okay. You guys hear me?
We can hear you. Oh
Yep.
yeah. First of all,
man.
family.
Okay.
We got like what? 400 likes. Let's get the likes over 1,000. Let's get the likes over 1,000 so YouTube can see that you actually get value out of us going live and talking to you about what's going on in the world, what plays we're looking at in real time right here for free on YouTube. So get us up. We got what? 400 likes and we got 1,500 people in the building. If you really roll with Larry Jones, you roll with Josh, you roll with Mo, and you roll with Keenan Grace, hit that like button for us, family. Larry, after you, sir.
If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, and I will forgive their sins, and I will heal their land. So that's what I want to open up with. I'm just going to say, if I can stay positive today, anybody can, right? So um, I made a video, didn't know about the Charlie Kirk situation. Um, and I just got back from the hospital where my children's grandmother just transitioned, and
Yeah.
just got off the
Oh,
phone with
man.
my two daughters crying,
Sorry to hear that.
and
Sorry, Larry.
my brother-in-law. So this was my ex-wife's mother, who I had a great relationship with. And so listen, just gonna tell you, I'm just gonna say this in this heavy day. It's just a heavy day, right? Um, we are all judged by how we treat each other. That's the ultimate test. From the day you're born to the day you die, the
Amen.
ultimate test is how you treat each other. That's it. Okay. So we're going to stay positive. We're going to get through this together as a family. And if I can stay positive, you can. So let's talk about the stock market. PPI, first of all, prayers to um, the Perry family, which is my grandmother. I'm sorry, I'm just talk about my mother-in-law first. Prayers to the Perry family. So say our prayer for the Perry family. I don't care how much you prepare, you can't prepare for when that moment happens. And I was there. We're going to say a prayer for the Kirk family, regardless of your politics. There was a wife and I believe 2 kids. Okay, let's just say a prayer for them. Okay, so just wanted to get that in and just say PPI again show that inflation is cooling. Not that inflation is low, but that it's cooling month over month. Now we're in a position where is everything priced in? And I'm not going to go into that. I know you have a lot of questions, Keenan. I want to answer your questions. Is everything priced in now? That's where we are now. Tomorrow we have CPI, so with the producers price index, it measures the rate of change, right? So now we have what the producers produce. Tomorrow we're going to see how strong the consumer is, and it's showing that the inflation that we thought was going to hit this month, or should I say they thought was going to hit this month, because they come out with a number, it was lower than the number that they thought. Now the Fed is more likely to cut interest rates, but like Josh said, if he goes 50 basis points, and he's right, I remember this, it's like playing all over again. Then if he also says we're going to do 50 next month, Mark is going to freak out. I'm just going to be straight with you, because just like Josh said, now people are saying, "Uh-oh, what does he know? We're in trouble now," right? And so that's what we're looking at. The market still is good today. I'll take this as a bull. I'll take this, even though it cooled off at close, I will still take this as the bulls won. And right now, crypto is almost like a four-seer. Like crypto has a crypto ball, if you guys really haven't noticed. And I look at crypto and I look at the overall market, and I would say it's pretty good today based on the data. And I believe that the market is actually even slightly cautious at this point. So now, a week from today, that's when the Fed is going to be making his decision. So I'm just going to leave it right there and just yield the floor for further discussion. Forgive me if I was long.
Larry, you know what? You bring up such a really, really good point that I love. You said, is any of this stuff already priced in? So I want everybody to take a look at this stock, whether you know it or not. I made a few videos on it for a while now, and this is called Oracle. Oracle, just yesterday, it was a $224 stock just yesterday. If you look up there today, it's a $228, or I'm sorry, $300. Let's rewind that. Hold up. $328 stock. I often tell people, when you see a company and it's in the 200s and you're asking yourself, man, why would I buy that? It already ran. It's already a $200 stock. You're not looking at it right. The stock price means nothing. Amazon stock, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, was a $3,000 stock before they split and continued to run and hit all-time highs again and again. So when you see a company like Oracle and it's $200 and it runs up to $300, family, that's a huge come up. This company has added to its market cap basically 2 times what Walt Disney has created from the whole lifetime of Walt Disney existing. Walt Disney, if you look at their market cap, it's like $200 billion right now. This company almost added, very close to $300 to $400 billion on their market cap. So now, Larry brought up a good question. He said, is the CPI and whatever they're telling you, is the stuff already priced in? And I really used to be a person that subscribed to, yeah, this stuff is priced in. But isn't it interesting how every time we get some news, a little bit kind of positive or kind of negative, the market reacts to it drastically. And just like this, like Josh said, Josh, and you could jump in with me, when you were talking about Oracle, you were saying that they ran up on promises, not even things that they have done. So, you know what's really interesting about that? And is that the case?
Yeah. Actually, they've got on the books commitments from customers, but for data centers that it's part of a long-term build out. They're saying, hey, set us aside, 3% or this much power, set it aside. And so as they build it, it's kind of pre-built in customers, but it hasn't been built yet. And they can't get that charged yet. So that money's not going to be counted, this quarter or maybe next quarter, or even next year, or even the following year.
Right. And what's interesting, Josh, about that? Check this. You know how many of you and family, tell me right now, you got to be in the chat. It got to be somebody that was this close to buying a call option on Oracle and didn't do it. If that was you, family, let us know in the chat. Say me if that was you. You was so close, but you just didn't do it. And it could even be the shares. You was about to buy it. I was this close to buying more Oracle shares, but I just didn't execute. I was like, nah, and I didn't do it. Boom. And look at this. So I could be thinking, yeah, this stuff is already priced in. It wasn't priced in. None of it was priced in. Sometimes things are priced in. Let's keep it real, right? It happens. But if we believe that the market is totally efficient and everything is always priced in, then there's no point in trading at all. So since we don't believe that everything is priced in, then we see these opportunities ahead of us. And this is why Larry and Josh have brought that example, or particularly Larry in this case, that if we get surprised with the basis points and they overdo it or underdo it or anything happens like that, you know what? That's actually going to be a good thing for 2 reasons. The first reason it could be good is because, let's say they do it right. They do it really right. And it sends all of your stocks to the moon. But let's say that they goof it up and they mess up. Hold up. They goof it and then they send everybody's stocks down. If you were a long-term holder, it's just another opportunity. Remember, liberate you from your money day? If only we could all go back then and buy leaps.
Yeah.
We would be double rich, everybody, all of us. We'd be double
buy
rich.
the bottom. Or
buy it at the bottom. Buy it at the bottom. So either Jerome Powell could send us to the moon or send us to load up with the Brinks truck. You know how it goes. Larry, go ahead.
I want to add something to Oracle. Good debate there. So here's why Oracle jumped so much. So for those of you that don't know, if a $5 stock jumps 5 to 7%, that's a nice move. When you have a large cap like Oracle, that jumps over 50%, that's massive. Insane. This is how massive. Yes, this is how massive it is. The CEO of Oracle became the richest man in the world, clipping Elon. That's how massive it is in one day. So here's why it jumped so much. OpenAI signed a deal, a massive $300 billion deal, so they can have a computing power. So Oracle is they're getting computing power from Oracle. OpenAI is the hottest AI, not public yet to us, common folk, stock on the planet, company on the planet, OpenAI. I will be owning some OpenAI, and everybody I know, I'm going to be saying, hey, what should I be owning? I'm going to say OpenAI. And here's what I want you to pay close attention to. Look at the rollout of Apple, who used to be the big dog. They did the polar opposite with that lackluster rollout. Nothing, no big AI spin. They totally missed the mark. Then you have OpenAI that comes in and goes, here's an AI play for you. So for those naysayers that said the bubble is popped in AI, I guess not.
Hey, Keenan, I want to make a case, a technical case for why Oracle could absolutely rip up another couple $100 from here. Now, I want to just, before everyone gets too excited, I want to make the argument technically how it's possible. Now, I'm not advising that you load up. I just want to make that case. Can I share that screen real quick and do that?
Please do.
All right. So am I up?
I can put you up.
Put me up, man. I want to be up. All right. How you see my screen?
I can't see your screen right now. Let me see if I can
Does it
do
say
anything to see it. Let me see.
You know what? Just switch me out and pull me to the center and switch me out for Josh's screen.
Let me see. I don't see your screen in the background. Guest mode, Josh. I don't see it. But if you talk
all right, well,
about it,
I'll make the case, even though you guys cannot see it. Imagine it with me. We're looking at the Oracle chart. We're looking at
1,000 likes too,
monthly.
family. We this close. We this close. Get us to 1,000. Josh, go ahead.
Thank you guys for dropping those likes. So we're looking at the Oracle chart. We're looking at monthly candles. Imagine it in your mind. When you go back in time to you look right before the .com era, the chart for Oracle is actually identical. It's literally a copy and paste of where we're at right now. We had a little deeper pullback. We came back up into it. We had a tighter little V. We began to break out. The candlesticks started going straight up in the 5 to 6 months preceding the .com bubble burst. Now, Oracle is just, as it's risen today, it's just reminding us that we are in a new bubble and they're taking a front row seat in that bubble next to NVIDIA. Now, I do not in any way believe that the AI bubble has been fully formed. I think it's not a baby bubble, but it's probably a tween bubble right now, which means that there's still time for it to grow. And if Oracle repeated what it did last time from its lowest previous pullback to where it ultimately slowed down, it went up 1,500%. And that's when things were absolutely going nuts with the .com era. Well, we are obviously in an AI era, a brand new reinvention of the world with different efficiencies, and it's going to cause different leaders and profit scenarios to emerge. And Oracle's just simply taking a new seat at that same old tech table. We see that Apple's stock is not ripping, even though it could if Tim Cook would ever figure out and spend a little bit of money and get on this AI game. We could see Apple go from $240 to $500. Right now, they're not participating. But the point is that I just want to make this case that I'm not the biggest trouble people are going to have. And this was the point I made in my video today is don't go in and try to short this thing. Don't go and try to short any of the big tech names in the middle of the AI bubble being formed, because it's just going to shock you month after month as those candles continue to rip higher. You're going to get destroyed. I'm going to tell you guys this. It's funny. I talk about a lot of my disciplines, but often the number one discipline I talk about is number 2, which is stop loss. And I've noticed that it's really not the number one discipline I'm talking about right now. It's my first discipline, which is to trade the trend. Everybody's trying to figure out when the last green candle is going to form, and then we gap up and make another green candle like we did on Open and Oracle today. So I'm not saying we're going to go up forever. I'm not saying we won't pull back in September or October. We haven't. What I'm saying is if I could show you the SPY chart right now, I look at volume, and those who follow me know that we study volume to get a confirmation of price. Price is truth. Volume gives agreement or strength to that truth. The volume on the SPY shows dominant accumulation, not a descending fade of interest. Wall Street is actively buying the market at these levels. And there's a lot of people pardon me, guy. Last comment. There's a lot of people that believe that the SPY will end before the end of this year at 695. Sorry, guys. So
Wow.
I don't want to overly hype you or put you too focused on the bull narrative right now, but I do want to warn you about trying to guess when this thing reverses. And I think the most appropriate chart for us to be looking at to see if the markets rhyme is the dot-com era. And we also have to remember how the dot-com era ended. When we got into the tail end of 1999 and into 2000, man, the market suffered for almost a decade. For a solid 6 years, things really suffered. Now, I'm not predicting either of these events, but if you're a smart analyst, you're looking at them and going, wow, that Oracle chart looks identical to the one in 1999.
Look at the Oracle chart. I just pulled it up on my window, Josh, so you can
Can you
maybe
go to
look
monthly
at it and
candles,
talk.
Larry?
Monthly? Okay. Yeah, I want you to talk to the people.
Okay, now, yep. Thank you, sir. And then try to pull in more from the left and right. Yeah, yep. No, go so you see the most amount of chart as
Okay.
possible.
All right. Wow. Just mooning.
Yeah, okay, now go to your bottom right and type in, or in the bottom right, you can see that there's logarithmic. So let me see, I'm looking at your chart. Can you see the bottom right, the logarithmic and the
A and the L.
yeah, the A and the L. So you've got auto fits
you pull
data
it
to
up?
screen.
On your chart? No, you can't pull it up.
That would allow us to see the 1999 correctly. Right now, it's all being squeezed down. So we need it under logarithmic, the bottom right.
So Larry, go down a little bit. Yep,
Right. Yep.
right over there.
Now to the right there's an L. Click on that.
I don't see an L.
Right there.
Right here?
Hover up a little bit.
right above it slightly.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
right
see.
there.
I see it. Okay.
Yeah,
Hold
it's
on
a sneaky
second.
little fella.
I got
All
my
right.
glasses.
Okay, now with
Wow,
that
it's
done,
tiny.
now with
All right,
that
let me
done,
pull it
right
down.
click on the screen,
Yeah.
and it'll give you the option to adjust it. Adjust chart.
Yeah, I'm
top option. Top option. Right there. Yep.
Yeah,
Can you click on that?
I did. You
All
want
right.
more? You want to see more? Tell me what you want to see.
It's okay. I think we've made this pretty well. Obviously, just looking at that chart, you can tell it's ripping. But I'm just going to tell you guys that if we're in an AI bubble, this can rip. In my opinion, if I were, I kind of drew out the lines, and it would be very, very sober. My current resistance for Oracle is 370. And if it were to close above 370, then it's going to be a $500 stock. Now, you need more than a daily close above it. You need like a weekly close above it, because we're looking at higher time frame charts. A daily close would just be maybe a wick up and wick back down. But if we get a close above, if we hit 370, that to me is the immediate target we're going to hit. I want to make sure I'm giving you the right number. Let me just quickly jump on here.
Yeah.
370. 370 is my target. If we hit 370 and we close above it, then that's going to confirm the potential for 500. And I'll go one step further. If that happens to Oracle, then just take a step back and look at the rest of big tech, because these are not going to slow down. And we're just going to be, as a lot of people talked about, in this parabolic moment. And, you know, the way that you process this is you don't attempt to front run the bear move. You don't attempt to front run the bull move. I intend to take a lot of risk tomorrow after the CPI. I want to see how the market reacts. I didn't want to front run that. So I had fewer GOAT alerts today. But tomorrow there's probably going to be a lot of GOAT alerts, because we're going to see how the market reacts. I think the biggest takeaway that people could get from me in this video today is you've got to leave the bull case on the table when we're sitting at all-time highs. The SPY is showing no weakness, and you've got Oracle, companies like Oracle, that are saying, you guys have not properly assessed our opportunity.
Right.
You know, Josh, I made a lot of, as you know, I always say too much too quick, and then I turn around and short it. And you know, I've had a probably 95% success rate with that.
Yeah.
I'm not touching this. I'm not touching this. I'm not shorting this.
Yeah. Big tech right now, these guys are loaded with cash. And that's another point I want to make. Big tech has cash. They don't need the quantitative easing. They do in the big picture view. They need us to have the access to money so that we continue to support and buy ads and buy products. So they do need the quantitative easing, but they're able to invest even in a high rate environment. And so that's the reason why money keeps pouring into them, because AI is a game changer and these companies are still sitting on huge amounts of cash.
Trust the trend.
And I wanted to just
trust
ask,
the trend.
I wanted
till
to say
the
something
end.
too to Mo. Mo, in the last time that we talked to you on live stream, you told us that you were jumping in and out of XRP. Are you still doing that? We can't hear you, Mo, if you're talking.
Yeah, there you go. I was doing Hey, anyways, yeah, I jumped in. I have, oh, goodness gracious, 100,000 in today, roughly. So I took my, it was a 6-figure move today. I think I moved let me pull this up. You guys will be able to see my portfolio here, 2.4 million. I started at 2231 7 weeks ago. I made $210,000 in front of everybody live. I continue to be transparent, to help people, to teach, to show what I'm doing, and I'll continue to do that. Today I spent 170,000 on different things. I added, you guys know I brought Rocket during the first and second week of August, roughly. And now from there, you're seeing the Fed do what I thought was going to do, get into that situation where we're going to have to lower rates, and that'll help the mortgage rates, and that should push Rocket through the moon. Doubled up on that play. And then, of course, when we come down here and you say, Mo, what do you got? I'm putting over $1 million to 1.5 million into crypto in this portfolio. My goal is to get it in there by the end of this month or early October, hopefully at the latest. I'm not setting a definite, hey, hard red line, you got to do it by then. I'm telling you this, everything I'm seeing is based on the technicals, the fundamentals, the macro situation, the Clarity Act, the Genius Act, countries around the world seeing what's going on, reporting on it. The U.S. is going to be the capital of crypto. Make no doubt about that. You're just in the beginning stages. People talk about, I wish I would have known. You know. Don't tell me I never told you, because you know. I'm coming on here and telling you that we're in the beginning stages of the SEC okaying spot ETFs for XRP. I added in my 4 horsemen. Solana. I got futures in here and here because this is where my money's at. When they have the spot ETFs, I'll be buying the spot ETFs. But the 4 horsemen for my portfolio: Bitcoin, 100,000. XRP, 100,000. Ethereum, 78, about 80,000. But I'm DCAing, big buys coming forward for that one. Solana, only at 47,000. So my goal is to get this up to over $1 million some within the next few, I'd say, weeks. I'm following the charts, of course. So they're my 4 big horsemen that I've been rotating back into. Nice. I sold at the top, and I had people telling me, why did you sell your XRP, Mo, at 360 something? You wear a hat. Because I sold here and I got more hate than I've ever gotten. I sold here, guys. You wear the hat, Mo. Come on, man. You can't sell diamond hand, baby. I don't got no diamonds on here. I don't, nothing, right? So I sold here, set the stop loss for almost all of it at 336. We hit 336 right here, and I was out. Now, we go all the way down. I start buying back in because I like to buy low and sell high. I rinse and repeat. I did it with Ethereum to make hundreds of thousands of dollars in the last 12 months. I continue to do that with Bitcoin. I got out of Bitcoin. I told you I'd get back in once I see what I like. I told you I'd like to add one more on. Well, Solana, welcome to the family. You're the 4th horseman. So what we see, I brought this to everyone during our live stream. I brought this to you. I told you if we fail at the base, expect a washout down to probably 270 to 250. We didn't get it. We broke the top and broke the 50 EMA, folks. Technically speaking, we had a closing candle to over here. Beautiful candle right here. Breaking above that. We got the 5 crossing. 13's working its way up. We're breaking out of that resistance. Now, I don't know. I have a channel here. I've been calling it perfectly. It should continue. And I'm a probability guy. You guys know I taught advanced statistics. This is a visual representation of advanced statistics. They put it in this model. It's beautiful. And if you understand it, it's the closest thing to that crystal ball we don't have. All right. So we're not in DC with all the crystal ball and have all the information, but we got this beautiful thing. And if you know the technicals, you have a crystal ball. And to me, I told you, if we got back above the 50 EMA and confirmed, I'm buying big. Today, I bought big. Not only that, we got old Bitcoin, the one I always talk so nasty about. I just absolutely, you wouldn't think I would ever spend a penny on it. Look at this beautiful crossover. The breadbot give me the message of 513. We finish above the 50. And folks, it's been changing. I've been calling it. I've been saying it for 2 weeks now. Folks, we may have seen the bottom. Surprising to me, of all people, because as we look at this, I know the liquidity issues that come from the Treasury reloading up $200 billion more by the end of this month. But I also understand that the SEC and the Fed and all them, they are playing some games that we're not aware of that is going to be massive for crypto. I'm seeing it all over the world. I'm seeing talk from country securities. It's crazy. And when I see all that, I realize the big money's not going to be loud when they buy in. It's going to be quiet. You're going to see small moves in the market. You're going to see small moves with these charts until it is known. And when they turn on the printing presses out there and everybody starts hearing about it, and then retail comes running in, that's when that's when you're supposed to be taking profits. When retail jumps in and we have the spikes, the moonshots, and everybody's like, now I'll buy. If you feel sick to your stomach to buy right now, that's called fear. And Warren Buffett loves that because that's when he buys. When you feel all giddy because it's up, how much did you guys say up Oracle was? 3, 4, 40% up. I heard Larry Ellison making another
53%.
Yeah, $100 billion today alone to go up to $300 billion in worth. He's going to be a trillionaire. That company is solid fire. There's no doubt about that. How high is it going to go? I don't know. But do you think Oracle is going to double before Ethereum, Bitcoin, or XRP or Solana? Well, I'll show you Solana. Solana is just a beast. I mean, look at Solana on this thing. Just pure, you want to see a pure, beautiful chart of bullishness over the last month or two? Look at this. Broke that near-term the resistance, running up like a champ. Dude, that's beautiful. And so do you think these are going to double before Oracle doubles? My opinion is yes. These are going to double, if not more. And I'm putting my money where my mouth is. If I'm wrong, don't worry. I know there's 17 million people who make sure they play this video again. But that's what I do. I go out on a limb to try to help people. I teach people. I tell them what I'm thinking. I get out there and I try to make the world a better place, as we talked about. Today, you got to see what I'm doing with my family's financial future. If I'm correct, as I have been all year, this should run like a champ. If I'm not correct, I have the risk management stop losses set. I have the numbers I'm looking at. I have the technicals I'm looking at. That's how I play this game. I don't fall in love with this. I'm married to Mrs. Mo. I'm not putting a ring on any of these four. But I will tell you this, right now, I like what I'm seeing.
You know what? You know what's interesting? Two things, right? The first one is serious. The second one is not. So I want to show you guys this first. Let's get serious with it, right? Right. With my notepad at. All right, put the notepad down. Let's get serious. Take a look at this. I want everyone who is working their way up to being a master technician, a master of the charts, right? A chart GOAT, right? You see Josh, he's the chart GOAT. You got to say, Josh, I'm coming for that spot. I want you to start here. Take a look at the candles. We are looking at Bitcoin. And everyone, you generally are looking at a trend. It's going up, it's coming down, it's going up some. I want you to look at it deeper, a little bit deeper. I want you to add this to your toolbox. And it's not just looking at the trend, it's looking at the size of the candles. They say size don't matter. In candles, it does. Take a look at the size of the candles. We're looking at the daily time frame. Notice the day that we got a huge red candle. In this case, it's purple, it's weed, but this is how they do it. And then you got another one, right? This is an indication that we're going to go way down. And notice we've been getting huge red candles again and again and again and again. But we finally got a big green one on the daily time frame. Look, we just got another big green one. And look at what's happening in Bitcoin. It's pushing back up. The day that you saw this from 107 and it pushed all the way up to about 110, $3,000 in a single day. You should have said to yourself, okay, Bitcoin is trying to tell me something in the charts. I'm seeing big green candles. Boom. Now we're up another $4,000 on Bitcoin. Now we're going to have massive levels of resistance at about 117 to about 115 in that range, like a $2,000 range, 15 to 17. Okay. But if we blow past that, family, it's very likely that this downtrend is done and it will be headed back up towards all-time highs. And then I want you to not only look at Bitcoin, switch your eyes back to BMNR for Ethereum. BlackRock, largest asset manager in the world. I know people, asset manager, what is that? Oh yeah, shout out to my guy Jumpman, always the GOAT. Shout out to my dog. And what I'm saying is this, BMNR, they are one of the biggest holders of Ethereum, if not the current biggest holder of Ethereum. And BlackRock is trying their best to get more products with Ethereum pushed out into the market. And the SEC, the Security Exchange Commission, Alphabet Boys, they're putting everybody on pause. So while they're trying to figure that out, now everybody is looking at Ethereum and BMNR again, which came down to about 39. Remember, this thing went up to like what, 60? Almost 60, if not higher than 60. It came on down, BMNR, to 30s, and now it's pushing to a bit of an uptrend. We want to see the next zone of support, and we're on the 4-hour time frame. If you see it come back down to about 44 and we stay above this 44 level, family, this is a super key level, right? It's not even just a key level. It's a super key level. It's like a key level with like a Superman cape on. And the Superman cape looked like this. It's right here, right? What color Superman cape? Red. So look at that. Boom. Right here. Why? Because we have two levels of support. Our ascending channel, right? That's this yellow line on the bottom. And then we have this 200 EMA on the 4-hour time frame. This level is going to be crucial. If we can see the candles stay above this level, even if they consolidate, right? Even if they stay and they don't go much lower than $44, family, this thing is literally just waiting for the first domino to be pressed until BMNR literally doubles. So, but remember, like Josh would say, it's an if-then kind of a thing. If we are not staying above this 44, then it's not going to happen soon. And it's not going to happen soon. I'll keep it that simple. It's not going to happen soon. But if we can stay above that 44 and we could even consolidate, if not push higher, family, it's looking good, especially if we get that first domino push and the SEC stops blocking BlackRock, because as soon as they get the green light, they're going to load money in like crazy. Now, I'm not telling you what to buy, hold, or sell, but I'm telling you at a minimum, put this one on your watch list and check it. Does it go to 44? Does it stay above? That's what you're looking for this one. And I'm telling you, I wanted to just make sure I poured that into you. Now, that was the serious part. This is ticker symbol BMNR, Bitmine. The less serious part, but I need everybody to see this because I almost had to get my notepad on this one, family. I had looked up online because you know how we've been talking about IPOs and how IPOs have been going crazy, right? So there's a company called Klarna, right? Klarna, and I'm seeing all of this Uber Eats and Klarna, Wait a minute. You telling me that instead of buying Klarna stock and making some money, instead of buying this, people are being on the consumer side. So much so that they are buying. I'll let him say it. Listen up. Ready?
Uber Eats. So in other words, if I make a purchase of Uber Eats of $30 and I use Klarna, I can pay off my food in a week. They'll give me a week to pay it off, $30. So $5 placements every day.
So I don't know if y'all can hear that. Somebody telling me they might be able to hear it. Somebody telling me they might not be able to hear it. I'm going to tell you what's going on in that video. This guy is telling us that he's an Uber Eats driver. And believe it or not, people are paying him, paid buy now, pay later, and not one, not two, not three, but 4 installments on a $30 Uber Eats delivery. If you are using buy now and pay later on Uber Eats, you are hustling exactly backwards. I don't know what Klarna IPO'd at, but I swear it was like you could get an IPO somewhere around $30, somewhere maybe even less. Why is that important? Instead of being a consumer, because guess what? Klarna ain't looking out for you. They don't care if you got $30 to your name, as long as you can pay it in 4 installments. Uber don't care, as long as you're willing to pay it in 4 installments. But guess what? The people on the other end of it, the investors in Klarna, they're the ones who are going to win every single time. Every single time. So I say that to say this. You can look this video up yourself. Look up Uber Eats and Klarna. If you couldn't hear it over here, then you're going to hear it on your own. But I'll tell you this. Family. Love whoever you love. Hate whoever you hate. You're going to watch people who are smart get richer and richer and richer. And yes, it could be because the world is unfair in many ways. But I want to take that victim mentality off of you and tell you the reason that you have the money that you have is completely up to you. It's completely up to you. And I'll give you a little caveat. It may not be all the way true. There may be some element of luck. There may be some element of chance. But if you believe that, then you will not act and you will not do what you need to do to get where you need to get. You need to believe in your heart that everything that happens to you is completely your own doing because of your own choices. And then guess what you'll start to do? You'll make better choices because now you think your choices matter. Now you think your choices have consequences. And then you will find yourself investing into VOO. You will find yourself investing into big main crypto. You will find yourself when somebody like Mo says, hey, listen, I'm showing you millions of dollars and I'm jumping out of XRP. Oh, man. Wait. Why might he be doing that? Maybe you don't agree. But is there a reason? Larry tells you he paid off his house 100 times over with Bonk token, got in and out and in and out. And you thinking to yourself, no, Bonk going to $1 million a coin. Wait, why might he be doing that? Why? Let's think that our actions are going to be the direct thing that gets us paid. There are going to be people right now who are buying Uber Eats on Klarna and not buying Klarna stock. And we're going to be looking at the people who are buying stocks, even if it's not Klarna, and people who are doing that. And they're both going to end up 5 years from now. Somebody's going to say, wait, I don't have any money. This isn't fair. You're so lucky. I'm not lucky. I've been making good decisions for a long time. It looks like luck to somebody who has been making bad decisions for a long time. So I say all of that to say it's 8:02. Family, do y'all have anything else that y'all wanted to say? Because I respect your time. I respect everybody else's time on here. And we got to 1,000 likes, and I love and appreciate everybody here. So let's start off with Larry. You got anything to say in closing?
Yeah, Klarna. I've been waiting on Klarna. Affirm. I've made a ton of money off Affirm. Affirm's business model is the same as Klarna, exactly the same. For the people that's been following me, we got a growth portfolio, Keenan, and we've been killing it with Affirm, where my money mover is at, killing it. Klarna is the same thing. Like Keenan says, those are the two stock you want to be in, right? And they actually do good when rates go down. So Klarna and Affirm, these are pay as you go. Well, while you're paying as you go, why don't you make money as you go, right? That's point number one. Point number two, alt season is coming. I've been steady on that. I don't care how low Bitcoin has been getting. I know I read somebody just said, hey, you know, you guys are going to be someone else's liquidity. I believe that alt season is coming and it's coming strong. Right now, Omni is up 17%, right? I've been talking about a little crypto. Now, this is late in the season, but I've been kind of swinging this a little bit, and it's called Pump. And it's up over, let's see here. Over the last week, it's up over 36%. Over the last month, it's up 80%. And I've called it almost at the bottom, all right? So we look at what the alts are doing right now. You got Litecoin up 5%, right? Avalanche is up 13%, right? We're not even talking about memes. Ondo's up 7%. And they're showing you what they have the potential to do once Bitcoin and Ethereum truly does a breakout. So I don't care if I stand on an island alone. I believe that alt season is going to come. And because it's been held back just like a fart, the longer it's been held back, the harder it's going to blow. I yield the flow.
That's a new one, Larry. I hear you, though. Let's go.
Come on, dog. Come on, man.
Mo, how about you? You got anything to say in closing?
Just lots of love to everyone out there. Like I said in the beginning, we're all here to help you, and hopefully I did.
Yeah, I believe you did. I truly believe that, Larry, Mo, Josh. I'm gonna put you on for the last. Go ahead. You got anything to say in closing?
Well, no, thank you. Thank you for having me. I love this. Always love your guys' shows. Keenan, I watch all the time. Larry, Mo. Guys, stay in the trend. It's time to go to my number one discipline, which is to trade the trend. I've done this for a while, as well as these gentlemen have done it as well. A lot of collective years of wisdom here. And I can just tell you that nothing in the charts is showing weakness. We are up against potential problems that could arise. We're moving towards monetary easing potentially. As long as we get into the next earnings cycle and we see we see strength and we see good forward guidance, the market isn't going to go back. I can't show the SPY right now, but nothing about the SPY is weak. Nothing about Bitcoin is weak. I've been trying to sound the alarm that this market is 100% healthy in a bull trend. And until that changes, we have to stay in the trend, which is to take risk to the bull side. It's to take risk long. Now, I'm not telling you to buy the top of all these candles and then look away and set it and forget it. The fact is, if you did that in 2022, it took until the beginning. It took 2 years, and the market's ripped ever since. And so the truth is, you can always be buying. But if you are trying to grow a small account, you got to keep your close eye on it and continue to take risk to the upside. Open, I can't pull that chart up, but maybe I'll cover it in my video tomorrow. There's a channel.
It's $8 right now.
Yeah, it's broken through a historic level of resistance and entered into an ascending channel, which opens up the opportunity. Now, I'm going to throw out a number, and I don't want to, Larry or Keenan, get the bop notebook out, if they cause me no troubles with the comments. Listen, I don't want you to come to me, you nonstop loss using suckers who don't control your position size. But if you have a trade plan, the fact is, Open just got into a channel that if it closed the end of this week inside, it actually could go up to $30. So that's, we use the charts to look at the opportunity, but then we have a trade plan to manage and steward our capital. Stay bullish as long as the markets are bullish. And I'm telling you that by my analysis, they're still bullish.
Josh, I love that you said that, because I swear it's like you'll be talking about a stock in 2023 and this stock is just the trade of the month. And then somebody will be like, man, what happened to this? And I say this, we got to switch our language up sometimes. Sometimes I'll say, hey guys, this is a trade and this is an investment. I started to say things like, hey, this is something you need to keep your eye on if you get in.
Yes.
And this is something you can set it and forget. Right? So it's like VOO, boom. I never got to look at that again. Microsoft, I don't got to look at that again. I could leave those alone. But if I get into open and I'm trying to play it to 30, I can't then go get an open now, come back, check it in a week. No, this is not how it works. So the opportunity exists for it to happen, but that's all people see sometimes. But you know what I've learned too? And again, shout out to all of y'all for hitting the like button. I appreciate y'all. And I want to tell y'all who I'm talking to right now, who I see. Everybody in the chat, some of them nonstop loss using suckers like Josh said. Yo, man, hold up. Let me tell you, I realized that there are only a few of them. I've started to realize over time that the high majority of the people who watch us actually listen to what we're saying. And I noticed that sometimes we might be speaking to the few who aren't really listening, but the high majority of people are. So I say, again, I see y'all, family, even if you don't hit the like or you don't comment, but you watching and you understand the game, that's what I like. I like that. And I had, just to give y'all a closing statement, imagine this. Imagine that 1 in every 100 people is an absolute fool. I'm talking about straight up goofy, straight up. If you got an audience of 100, there's only gonna be one. But if you got an audience of 1,000, now there's 10. If you got an audience of 1 million, you see how this is getting big quickly? Just that 1%, you got 1 million people in your audience. Now there's 10,000 people who are absolute knuckleheads, and they have money, and they have a group of people who agree. But there's still a sliver, and the high majority of everybody else, they get it. So everybody who's in here who've been making money in the market, listen, there are people, and some of y'all gonna be shocked, there are people who are not making money in this market. We've been in a bull market since 2022.
No, I know, it's wild.
Yep,
At the end
I
of
don't get it.
2022 in December, the bull market took off
Yep.
the whole 23, whole 24, whole 25. Family, you could buy a Mag 7 stock, spin around until you pass out, wake up out of that coma, and you're rich. Like that's really the market that we've been living in.
There's influencers out there, Keenan. There's guys that do what we do, and they've been gloom and doom since 2020. The biggest the biggest recession in the history is coming. They've been saying that since 2022, missing all of this money.
And you know what? They say it's like this. If I come outside and yell, "Oh my gosh, it's gonna rain," eventually I'm gonna be right.
I love it. I love it.
Eventually I'm gonna be right. So again, thank you everybody. Just thanks for all you do. Stocks Josh, $7. Both, and Larry, again, shout out to y'all for sending a super chat. Shout out to Josh, Larry, Mo, my guys and family. We appreciate y'all, all of us. We
Love y'all.
Love y'all. And CPI, I'm gonna take a guess, right? I can't tell the future. I didn't call Nancy up. I didn't call Nancy. I'm not gonna say her name. I forgot I had to stop doing that. I stopped getting demonetized when I stopped saying her name, allegedly. But I believe that tomorrow we are gonna get CPI numbers that are where they're gonna hit expectations. I think the expectations are right. I don't think it's gonna be below. I don't think it's gonna be above. I think it's gonna be right where they expect it at about 2.9. And if it's off, only slightly, because that's where I see it. And then I think Jerome Powell, I forget what the date is. Is it the 17th that we're gonna get the CPI data, or not even the CPI data?
A week, yes, it's a
16th,
week from today.
Is it?
No, it's the
17th.
16th and 17th.
17th.
Well, it's
So
a
it's the
week
17th.
from
17th, you get the
from
release of the
today.
number.
I think
Exactly,
we're gonna
the
get
17th.
So this is my prediction. You guys tell me what you think. We could be wrong. Remember, everybody, we could be wrong. We're gonna make money either way. How? If it comes down, we're gonna buy low. If it runs up, we on a rocket already. So I think we're gonna get CPI data that is at expectations, not below, not above. And then I think Jerome Powell is gonna drop the market interest rates by, or even the Fed rate by 25 basis points. That's where I'm at with it. And I wanted to ask you guys, Mo, what do you think about CPI, and what do you think about the interest rates?
Same thing, man. I back in the day when we had zero chance of 50 basis point cut, I said we're going to see so much deterioration from the leading economic indicators I was reporting on that the trolls with that dirty cat food with that river water downstream from the sanitation plant came out and annihilated the comments. Mo, you don't know. I follow that chart. It says zero. Yeah, believe everything in the press, guys. Don't ever try to think for yourself, because that would take too much energy. So what happens? I come out there, I go out on a limb, and I take the heat. But for those who listen to me, my family in the Discord, we're killing it. We are absolutely killing it. And we continue to see that killing attitude towards what's going to happen. Now you're starting to see possible 50 basis point hike sometime before the end of the year. I'm going to tell you this. One more major move with unemployment rates skyrocketing, maybe 0.2% before the year end.
Did you mean to say 50 basis point hike?
No, cut. Okay. My bad. Cut. Larry, I'm so used to them putting more money on my bills. I'm not used to them taking it away. 50 basis point cut. And if we get
Yes.
that 50 basis point cut, which I still don't expect, but I am expecting the 3 cuts for the 75 basis point. But if we do, let's be honest, when you're redoing the numbers, saying 900,000 jobs, where we didn't make as many as we thought we did by almost a cool mil, folks, I'm not going to be shocked at anything anymore. If we get to the end of this year and before that last meeting and they nail us with a monster bad jobs number, oh, don't think it won't happen. And what do you think runs like a champ? I'll leave this little tidbit for everyone. Gold. I don't talk a lot about it, but I'm about to pull a 6-figure buy on it. Gold is nowhere near done running. I love my crypto, but man, that sweet, juicy metal, oh, that is beautiful. And so that's some of the things I'm working on.
And Josh, what do you think? You can keep it brief so then we can let Larry go and we can let
No,
everybody
I'm
up
just
out of
gonna
here.
say this: the Fed's got no choice. He's completely backed in the corner. They keep revising millions of jobs out of the workforce.
Crazy.
I think that the biggest concern I have is not him giving a 25 basis point. It's to do something unpredictable that I do not want. I don't want a 50 basis point cut because I think it would create a panic moment. But yeah, no, I think he's literally got no choice. It's the only course of action that he could possibly take. I agree with you, Keenan, 100% that inflation's probably going to stay in line, and I think we're going to get a cut next week. And largely, I keep looking at these charts, and I'm going to tell you that either the market is going to have a black swan event, because you can never predict that. Okay,
You know what's funny,
but
Josh?
what's
If you
that?
predict the Black Swan event, is it a Black Swan event?
Which comes first, the chicken or the egg? Well, but you guys, I want you to know unequivocally that all these charts are strong. I wanted to say this, and I'd like everybody to put a comment in the chat. I think that the question is, which stock is going to hit its all-time high first? Are we going to get Oracle to 400, or NVIDIA or Palantir to 200? Which of those 3 AI stories do you guys think in the chat are going to actually get to those numbers? I see a clear path for Palantir if this market wants to run. The valuation on Palantir is abysmally high.
Insane.
We're talking, I think it's a 500 times future earnings. But the fact is that if the market's going to run, it can actually hit technically 233 right now. So the question is, which is going to get to 200 first, Palantir or NVIDIA, and will Oracle beat both of them and get to 400 before either?
Insane. I hear you, and I'm all for it, because I tell everybody this. They think that you know what? I'm just gonna say this, right? We're gonna get off of here. Larry, what do you think about CPI? What do you think about the rate cut? CPI is gonna be in line, higher, lower, or a rate cut? What do you think?
CPI, I don't know, especially when PPI comes out. Before CPI, it gets a little mixed. I think the Fed is going to do a dovish 25 basis rate cut with the promise of more cuts to come.
Yep, that's what I'm seeing too.
Nice.
But yeah, I'll just get it out right. I wasn't gonna say it, but family, if I ever had a pet peeve, it's that people think because we hit all-time highs on things, it's not gonna keep going up. When we hit all-time highs on things that have no reason to hit all-time highs, maybe. But when we hit all-time highs and the money is coming in at an all-time high, family, it's looking like it's going to keep going. So just trade the trend, like Josh said. But with that being said, family, we love y'all. Appreciate y'all. And we'll see you in the next Stock Squad Live. Take care.